For 17-year-old Elizabeth Esteban, Harvard University was a distant dream, 2,800 miles away from her home in California, but a world away from the community she grew up in, speaking the tribal language of Purepecha, the language of her parents, immigrants from Mexico who work in California's agricultural fields. Elizabeth Esteban lives in a mobile home with her parents and her younger sister and brother. Elizabeth was concerned about applying to Harvard College because she thought she couldn't possibly afford to go there. But most Harvard students are on financial aid and pay only a portion of the tuition or none at all. Harvard's financial aid system is based exclusively on the financial need of the student and is designed to make sure that students do not have to graduate with any burdensome student loans. Elizabeth Esteban did not know all of that when earlier this month, on a day when her internet service was working at home, she opened an email and discovered she'd been accepted into the Harvard class of 2025.
Alma. What? Alma. What? I got into Harvard.
And then another email came that said she would receive a full scholarship to attend Harvard. Perhaps inspired by her congressman, Raul Ruiz, who brought her to the last State of the Union address, Elizabeth wrote, "I plan to run for Congress, and in the future, my ultimate goal is to run for office to become president of the United States." Crazy, some may say. Not a bit crazy, and I ask you to remember when you go into the voting booth someday and see the name Elizabeth Esteban on the ballot, please remember that you met her here tonight on The Last Word. And joining us now, this year's valedictorian at Desert Mirage High School, Elizabeth Esteban. She is now a member of the Harvard class of 2025. Elizabeth, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We're really glad you're here. What did it feel like when you got that email with that acceptance to Harvard?
I felt every emotion because I wasn't expecting it. I was really expecting a rejection letter. And when I saw in bold letters, congratulations, it meant the world to me.
And then the other good news that you got, which was that Harvard will cover, you won't have any bills from Harvard whatsoever for all 4 years.
Yes, that was the most exciting news because my number one worry was not affording college. So knowing that I'm not going to have to worry about that and focus on my studies was just relieving.
And how did your parents react to this?
Well, at first they didn't understand the true meaning about getting a full ride, but then they were proud of me and they hugged me and told me, "You're going to be able to accomplish all of your goals if you go to Harvard."
You know, Elizabeth, Harvard's 385 years old, and you got in what everyone knows is the most difficult year ever because last year, due to COVID, many of the incoming freshmen took a gap year and are only going to come this year. So there were very few seats, very few open slots for acceptances for this year, fewer than ever. And you got one. So it was even harder than it has been in the past.
Yes, getting into college has been very complicated as the years go by. But I just want to tell all the young people to just try it out and don't live a life just regretting it and questioning what if I did try and what if I did get accepted.
And what about your younger brother and sister? Are they looking up to their big sister thinking maybe they can do something like that?
Yes, my brother already has he already knows what he wants to do when he grows up. He wants to be a nurse and then become a doctor. So I'm really happy to be there and just guide them and help them out as well.
And I want to talk about the language that your parents speak, their native language, which is a tribal language from Mexico. There are maybe 200,000 people in the world now who speak that language. And you grew up with that. And how has that... How has growing up in your family created your view of life in this country?
Well, growing up in a community where most of the people that live here are hardworking farm workers, and my parents that implemented those values of working hard, be determined, respect everyone. It just helped me out, and it actually made me mature even faster because I had them and they always taught me all those values growing up.
And so the first time you will see your college is when you show up to go to your college.
Yes, that's right.
All right, well, you might need some advice, and I have somebody right here, Eli Rivas, who, like you, is from California, recent graduate of Harvard College. He works with me every day on this show. He also got a scholarship to attend his 4 years of Harvard. He's going to help you out with everything you need to know. He's going to let you know where all the cool places are to hang out. So your support system is already here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.